My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Now at T-Mobile, get 4 5G phones on us and 4 lines for $25 a line per month when you switch with eligible trade-ins. All on America's largest 5G network.
Minimum of 4 lines for $25 per line per month with autopay discount using debit or bank account. $5 more per line without autopay, plus taxes and fees and $10 device connection charge. Phones via 24 monthly bill credits for well-qualified customers. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue bill credits or credit stop and balance on a required finance agreement due. Bill credits end if you pay off devices early. See T-Mobile.com.
Before we jump into the show, we're very excited and honoured to tell you that we're currently part of Spotlight.
Spotlight is a project from Apple Podcasts which highlights a creator or creative team every couple of months, and they have chosen us for the month of September.
Apple's editorial team believes that you're going to want to be spending a lot more time with us, and we definitely want to spend more time with you, clubbers, so they kindly put us together. Thank you very much, Apple Podcasts.
So if you have come in through Spotlight, then a big, warm welcome to you. Thank you for being here. And don't forget to subscribe to Self-Care Club and 40-ish so that the episodes drop straight into your library. Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Laura Mishkon, and welcome to Friday's show.
So today's show is a little bit of a continuation from Monday's show, which was all about female friendship. What is a true friend? How do you know if you have a true friendship? All of that. So if you haven't listened to Monday's show yet, please go back and check in with that, and then come back straight after that and come back here, because this is a continuation of the conversation.
Yeah, so we were talking about why it's important to have true friends, like it's actually important for your physical and mental well-being.
Yes.
There's stats on it.
No big surprise there.
No. How, as adults, we don't have the bandwidth for a whole lot of friends. I brought my little friend Robin Dunbar, Dunbar's Numbers, to the show.
He comes up all the time.
I'm obsessed with Dunbar.
Are you?
Yeah. He is my guy.
He is your guy. When we were writing the book, there were a lot of examples and a lot of studies, and it was all from this guy, wasn't it?
He just says we don't have the bandwidth for a huge number of buddies.
He's right.
He is right. He is right. So we were talking on the show about what we felt that true friendship was and wasn't, and how to make sure that you are keeping the right people around you. Correct?
Yes. And so we thought today we'd do something a bit different, and we would ask you guys what your definition of friendship is. And if you had any stories that you wanted to share with us about when someone has been a true friend.
Yeah. So we asked you, how do you define true friendship? We got some lovely, lovely responses from people.
Emma says, loyalty, trust. You find out who your true friends are when the shit hits the fan. And we spoke about this on Monday's show, and I agree with all of this. And I also think you find out who your true friends are when things are going really great in your life.
Agreed. Like, it's sometimes harder and more vulnerable to tell people good news than it is to tell them bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And for someone to be genuinely happy for you. Genuinely.
Yes. Alicia said, someone I can share struggles with and have honest conversation with on hard days.
Love that.
Andrea said, mutual trust, to be vulnerable with each other, but also to have loads of fun together.
Well, that is a huge part of friendship.
It really is.
If you're not having loads of fun, then what's the point?
Yeah. Abby said, staying by someone's side through the highs and the lows.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Kate said, comfortable silences.
Adam always goes on about this.
Does he?
Comfortable silence. He loves being in a room with me when we're not speaking.
Oh, that says so much.
Yeah, it really does.
I remember when my stepdad died and my mum was on her own. She has since remarried and she's very happy. But in those years when she was alone, she said, you know, it's not really about having someone to do stuff with. It's about having someone to do nothing with. Mm. And I think that's what Adam means. It's like that companionship, to just be together but not feel the need to be constantly entertaining each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not so into that. don't mind it.
I like it to a degree, but I also think if we're in a room together, then why wouldn't? Because I always say, talk to me. Talk to me.
Men don't like that.
No,
shit.
they don't like that. Oh, what do you want me to say? I'm like, I don't know. Just talk to me.
I was about to say,
what?
what on earth do like men who are in marriages with each other do? But maybe they're just better at chat
Maybe they
than
don't.
heterosexual men. Maybe they don't. Marriage is kind of, listen, in 500 shows, we have concluded marriage is an anomaly of every single other relationship.
Absolutely. It sits on its own.
It really
and
does.
it's got nothing to do with true friendship.
No.
Paula says, I believe true friendship is about acceptance and tolerance. Interesting word. My friends might not always share the same opinions as me, but I know that they are there for me no matter what. We listen to each other and respect and guide each other through our paths in life. Love that. My best friend and I have only ever lived 5 minutes away from each other our whole lives, all the way through from Newcastle to university together to moving to Manchester and then London. Even though we have both moved house in London twice at different times, we always end up still being 5 minutes away. That's so cute. We could speak once or 10 times a day. We have been through the death of a parent each, marriage, babies, and please God the rest. People talk about soulmates in finding partners to marry. Well, my best friend is my soulmate. Oh, and I choose her every day. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. We don't need to work on our friendship like a marriage needs work. When you are lucky enough to find that friend who gets you, then life is that little bit easier.
Love that.
That is so beautiful. Thank you, Paula, for that.
It is lovely. Do you think that's true, that you don't need to work on a friendship like a marriage needs work?
Yeah, a healthy friendship, yeah. If I think about my healthy female friendships, they don't need any work.
No, mine don't either.
They just exist.
Yeah.
And they're there with love and understanding, and we never need to have talks about where we're at and what we're doing and whether we need to spend more time together and whether we need a date night. And it doesn't need that level of maintenance.
But do you think that's because there's just, however good a marriage is, a natural barrier because one's a man and one's a woman if you're in a heterosexual marriage?
I don't know. I don't know, because I'm in the marriage that I'm in, and I couldn't imagine it being any other way.
But anyone who's sensible would understand that a marriage is a living and breathing entity, and it needs maintenance, and it needs attention.
It does.
It doesn't just exist.
I always say marriage needs constant attention.
Like, I really wish I could tell every young person, like, the wedding day is not the end, full stop, happily ever after. A bit like pregnant women are only ever obsessed with the day they give birth. It's like, get over it. It's one day, the baby will come out, however it comes out. Then you've got to raise a child for 18 years. So that's the bit you need to really, really be thinking about, you know.
But female friendships aren't like that.
No, they're not. Why is that?
But then I have had some female friendships that do require a lot of maintenance.
I haven't. I just don't have
I know
that.
you don't, but I always think that you're the anomaly.
Maybe.
And the ones that have required a lot of maintenance, I don't really have a lot of them in my life anymore, because
Well, who's got the time for that?
who's got the time? But also, I never need to say to you, you know, it would be really nice if we could just spend more time together. I mean, if you imagine all the
If
things
you ask me to spend more time with you, I mean, I have to just move in. There's no more I could do.
No, but imagine saying the things that you say to your husband, to your girlfriends. It would be hilarious.
I wouldn't be friends with you anymore.
Exactly, but it doesn't apply. So the relationship and the dynamic is so different.
So different.
The thought of me saying to, like, my friend Sarah, you know, I just feel like we don't speak to each other enough, or we don't spend enough time together, or I don't.
You don't give me enough attention,
You
Sarah.
don't give me enough attention. It was so inappropriate.
Yeah, of course.
It's funny.
Katie says, no judgment, just there unconditionally for the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
I said that already.
No.
Oh, okay.
That no judgment piece, because we've done a show on no judgment. And we found it really hard, didn't we?
Listen.
A week of no judgment. We found it.
Forget it. I am Mrs. Judgey McJudgepants of Judgetown. I am. And I totally have to own it, because if I didn't, I'd be a big fat liar. I'm judgy.
You are judgy.
But
I'm also a bit judgy.
if you love me, you know I'm judgy. And then you'll be like, you're
Can
being
I
a bit
just say,
judgy.
it's the one thing I like the least about you.
Okay, but you still know it's a part of me. And also you can say to me, I think you're being a bit judgy. And I'll say to you, yes, I am.
We can, because we have that relationship
Yeah.
where it seems we can say whatever we want to each other.
Apparently so.
But, yeah. I mean, listen, when my dog goes upstairs and she poos in your bedroom and you come down and you are Mrs. Judgmental about it, I don't need it. I'm joking. Obviously, you get to judge that. But, you know, the judgment is never helpful, is it? So anyway, back to Katie and not about my dog pooing in Lauren's bedroom. Yes, she does that a lot. It is so embarrassing. And now the dog, she keeps getting banned from the house. Not
be
from
honest,
Lauren.
you ban her.
I ban her.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so embarrassing. So now I don't want her coming to the house.
Well, I think we're just going to have to put the baby gate up.
So, but
The Miley
she
gate
seems
up.
to find a way to come into your bedroom,
I know.
and then Ollie stepped in it, didn't he, the other
Yeah,
day?
he wasn't thrilled.
No, well, he wouldn't be, and rightly so. So she hasn't. Have you noticed she hasn't been back since?
She hasn't, but I think she's coming today.
Is
She'll be put in the
Is she
room with
coming?
us.
Oh, she's coming today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how that goes.
Okay, let's see.
The judgment piece.
Yeah.
I think it is almost impossible not to judge people. Would you say I was judgmental?
Yeah,
Oh, would you?
a bit.
I am a bit judgmental.
Not massively, but a bit.
Yeah, I am. I hold my hands up and say that. But it's like when Katie says no judgment. So you find me a friendship where there is no judgment.
I don't know. I have a friend who I really feel isn't very judgy.
No,
She's very like
my
live
friend-
and let live.
My friend's the same, actually.
And I think that's a wonderful way to
And
be.
also I have a brother-in-law who is so not judgmental.
I mean, it's lovely. What a wonderful way to be in the world if you're able to be like that. I'd love to be like that. I'm just not.
Love to be like that.
I'm not built like that.
So what we did on the show of No Judgment, do you remember?
No.
Instead, brilliant. Instead of stepping into judgment,
Oh,
of
we
like, can't believe they're doing that. Why are they doing that?
We stepped into curiosity.
Well done.
Yeah.
It's like,
it did
I
work.
wonder why.
It really worked.
Yeah.
In fact,
Well, you say it worked, but
I
it
had
hasn't
to-
actually
no, it
worked.
has-
But it hasn't stuck.
I had to use it the other day.
You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
I was getting a little bit fed up with our, I want to say office. That sounds like it's a nice room. It's a box room, which my husband basically uses as
Dumping ground.
Storage, extra storage room for just his things.
It's his sports things.
And other things, and you can't sit in there or do anything in there.
It's all the activities that he's grown bored of. It's all their
Well,
accessories
it's
sitting there.
also the 5 pairs of trainers he's bought, trousers that he needs to get altered, some dry cleaning, like all his extra. It's a room for his stuff.
It's his ADHD room.
Yes. Yes. And I went in there and I looked at it and I thought, no, this I can't. And I said, listen, you know what? You know I am allergic to hoarding and I'm scared that this room could spread into any other room, like it could infect the house. Please, over the weekend, could you please clear it out? I only had to ask the once. That was amazing.
That is amazing.
I know. And
Go, Ollie.
He started to clear it out.
This feels like a topic for 40-ish.
But Nicole, he started to clear it out. But what happened was he just started to spread the mess. It just started spreading. So there was stuff on the landing, stuff still in the office, and then stuff in my bedroom that I had already moved from the bedroom
To the office.
And I thought, okay, I'm not going to judge. I'm
So you
not
just
going to
moved it all?
judge. Yeah, I'm not going to judge. I'm going to step into curiosity because it sounds
Oh, you
less
did it?
awful. I did it. And I said, I'm just interested to
Just
know.
curious.
I'm just interested to know, are you planning on keeping those shoes? He's been talking about keeping or taking back the same pair of shoes for the last 5 weeks.
Okay.
Right.
They're not going to take them back soon.
Well, luckily for him, it was a 100-day policy, so they did. I said, because, they were in the bedroom. Then they were, I was just wondering, do you like them?
You know what I think is very interesting? I'm going to get very curious about. When you are in curiosity, you have a very different tone to your voice.
Do you like the way I said to him, do you like them? Are you enjoying, do you think you're going to wear them? Which one I really wanted to say was, if those fucking shoes do not leave my bedroom, after 5 weeks, I am going to throw them out the window. Anyway, he was like, well, well, I might try a size up, and I might have a whole 10-minute story about the shoes. He's taken the shoes back. He's bought another pair, and they're still sitting in my bedroom in a box. But he did do the rest of the clearing up. I was really pleased.
When Adam clears out a drawer, because suddenly there's this dumping drawer in our kitchen.
No, the junk drawer.
Yeah. Whatever. I've let go of the junk drawer. The junk drawer, Adam is the messiest person on the planet, but for some reason he can't bear messy drawers.
Oh, that's an anomaly.
It's really annoying because his wardrobe is like pristine.
Right.
But the mess is everywhere else in the house. He's so messy.
It's interesting.
Whatever. He gets the drawer and he's right, I can't bear it. I have to clear it out. And he basically just dumps the drawer all over the kitchen.
Yeah.
And so the drawer is empty and he feels a lot better than he sits down. But all the shit is everywhere in the kitchen.
That's what I mean. And then you and I have the same conversation. It's like, I said to him, if you're going to do the office, don't be an Arthur. Arthur is half a job. Don't do half a job. You call it half a job, Bob.
I do.
So I was like, you can't pull an Arthur. If you're going to start, you have to complete the task. Like, if you're going to take this jumper out, it has to go to its final destination. That's the rule.
Anyway, how did we get onto that?
Judgment.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be a judgy bitch.
Oh, yeah. There's your self-care tip for the day. Don't be a judgy bitch.
Jodie says, for me, a true friendship is a connection that I feel safe in and that I can truly be myself in. It's a friendship that feels the same if we see each other every day or once a year.
Yes.
It's an unconditional knowing that it's there and it's not going anywhere.
Oh my God. That has actually just like spoken to me.
Do you know what? I actually know Jodie, and she wrote this to me. And then afterwards, she wrote another message saying, and by the way, I feel all those things about you. I was like, oh, Jodie, thanks.
That is so sweet.
I know. So sweet.
I love that.
Yeah. Really sweet.
It's an unconditional knowing that it's there and it's not going anywhere. That is such a beautiful thing.
It is.
Because
lovely.
That creates such a sense of calm and
ease.
belonging and ease.
And there's no like paranoia or stress or anxiety around the relationship.
Yeah.
It's like, this is our relationship. I feel secure in it. You feel secure in it. We're cool.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
It's a beautiful thing.
And it's not that common.
It's not, especially in female relationships.
Really
I think it's
nice.
more common in men-to-men relationships, though.
Yeah. He's my mate.
Catherine says, true friendship is being able to pick up where you left off and just slot right back in, whether you saw each other 5 minutes ago or 5 months ago. This is your best friend, Catherine. Yes, sweet. You are your authentic self around them, and so are they. There is balance in the relationship with mutual love and respect. I mean, absolutely, I agree with all of those things. So it's beautiful.
There's a theme, isn't it? It's like the time doesn't matter.
Or distance.
Your friendship is just your friendship, and that's good.
And it coexists on its own without any expectation or demand on each other. It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Sarah says, a person who will be there in the good and bad, but it's so much more.
Yeah. Kate says, knowing that they accept me when I'm miserable as well as when I'm on good form. Knowing they'd notice if I had withdrawn or gone quiet and reaching out to me because they know I find it hard to get out of that hole.
Oh.
Celebrating each other's successes without envy. We talked about that on the main show, didn't we?
I love that.
That is really important.
It's really important to me, actually. It really is.
Knowing that they will be discreet with what I moan or bitch about. Liking who I am when I'm with them because they love who I am. Accepting my flaws and loving me anyway. And all of these things work both ways.
Sure. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's really nice. Really
and Syra says...
Syra.
So she's put it in bullet points.
Of course she has. Because she's my best friend and she would. And this is just so her. It's so her.
Someone who knows your mother's maiden name. You wouldn't feel awkward wearing their shoes. I don't know whose shoes I would wear.
I'd wear yours. I wouldn't give a shit.
I would wear yours. I mean, I really like your shoes today, so I'd definitely wear those. Yeah, but I wouldn't wear everybody's.
That's what she's saying. This is her definition of true friendship.
You clock when they're wearing a different perfume. So it's just being invested in the intricacies of what's going on with that person, really, isn't it? You know what they'll order before they have looked at the menu. Their success makes you a bigger, happier person too. That's my favourite.
It's nice, isn't it?
That's my favourite. Because she's a very successful woman, Syra. So she must have had it along the way where her successes weren't celebrated by other females. She must have.
Well, that's partly why she is as obsessed with me with an evil eye. She always wears an evil eye because she's like, she's also someone who is very grateful for her life and for her children and for her marriage and for her work. And she says, you know, I'm so aware of how bountiful my life is. Like, I have such wonderful things, that she always wears the evil eye because she's like, I never want anyone to look at that with envy. I always feel like I need to protect it because it's lovely. You know?
Wow, I feel like I need to get an evil eye ASAP.
Man, you gotta. I'm never, ever, ever out.
You
and
wanted to
about
get a
without
tattoo
one.
of an evil eye,
I'm
didn't
still
you?
thinking about it. It's still on the cards.
I really want to get a tattoo too.
We can't get a matching one because that's weird.
No, I don't want a matching
Oh,
one,
okay.
but we can go together.
Can we?
Well, we can do what we like. We're adults.
You're right, we can. Should I get my mum to write a permission slip? And you get your mum to.
Oh, Jackie wouldn't mind.
Jackie would go fucking mad. Jackie would be really upset.
Yeah, but Jackie loves me.
I'm going to tell her it's your fault.
Tell her, you can tell her it was my idea.
She'll say, well, if Nicole thought it was a good idea, it's probably fine.
She loves me.
She does love you.
We have a very nice relationship, me and your mother.
She basically adopted you.
It's very cute. So that's what people said about female friendship.
I love that feedback. It really reflects so much of what we talked about on the show. There's there's common themes around a lot of that stuff, isn't it? So I feel like people feel the same about a lot of it.
And I feel like that show is a really good launch pad for the other 2 episodes that are coming.
Yeah.
Because it's given a really lovely foundation, and not only from us, but from what other people think about female friendships and female relationships, for sure. I mean, there was a time where we wanted to do a podcast, not from Self Care Club, an actual female friendship podcast, didn't we? Because there's so much to talk about and so much to unpick and so much to divulge. Even if you look at, and I said this before, even if you look at the franchise of Real Housewives, the whole franchise is built on female relationships.
Yeah, it's a universe built on the dynamics of women.
Yeah.
And how they relate to each other.
And how they relate to each other and how they don't relate to each other and how they repair.
Which I think is partly, I mean, I know we're all in it for the clothes and the houses.
I'm not.
And the looks.
I'm
but I
actually
think
not.
we're all so invested in the intricacies of those relationships and who was right and who was wrong and who behaved badly and who should have done this, who shouldn't have said that. You know?
9 times out of 10, everyone's wrong.
Yeah. Mostly they're just fucking
But
mad.
it's so interesting watching the repair happen and how
And the rupture. And
the
what it
rupture,
is
of
that
course.
sets them off.
Yeah. But I think it's so heavily produced now,
Oh,
so
it
it's
is.
kind of hard to buy into it. But there's some people that are so much more gracious at times about apologising and taking accountability, and it's a big part of long-term relationships.
It is.
I've just had to do it with my husband, haven't I? Just had to say sorry.
You have, but marriage is different to friendship.
Yes, it is. Thank you for listening. That was our Friday's show on female friendships. We're going to come back on Monday with a brand new show about how to break up with a friend. So
Buckle up, Nicole. Buckle up.
So make sure... That's not very nice. You trying to tell me
I
something?
would never.
If you broke up with me...
Or live on a podcast, and I went through the steps of how I'm breaking up with you. Oh my God, your face.
Don't.
I would never.
That's
It's okay.
not
Don't
nice.
worry,
I
I'm
would
not.
never recover.
I know.
I would be really heartbroken forever.
It would probably be really good for our socials, though.
Finally go viral. No, that's not true. We've been viral a few times. But
That was mainly about butt plugs and Skibbity Ohio Riz. It was nothing to do with dumping friends.
No, but can you imagine it'd be like people start wearing like Team Lauren and Team Nicole t-shirts and stuff like that.
James, which t-shirt are you wearing?
Oh, shut up. He already says he loves you on the bloody email and I get absolutely nothing. So let's not go there, James. But I reckon if James had to call someone at 3 o'clock in the morning to hide a body, I'm the phone call.
I agree. I agree with that.
He
He'd
said
be
I'm
like,
definitely on the
"Best
list."
not bother."
Yeah.
I've got 2 spades and room in my car.
But you know that definition of who are you calling to hide the body?
Yeah.
Who are you calling?
Yeah, I would call you.
Would you call me?
I would, but
I don't know if I want you to call me.
You would call me because you know that I'd keep it a secret. I might not be much use with the shovel, but I would keep it to myself.
I mean, James would probably be quite a good person to call. He'd have all these creative ideas of what to do with it. Get a book.
Get a notepad,
yeah.
Because it's going to come out of my mouth. And once I've told you how to dispose of the body, I won't remember again.
And he won't even remember I've had to...
Here's the name of the acid to dissolve the body. No, I don't remember. I told you 10 minutes ago. I don't remember the brand now.
Anyway, you can come and follow us on all of our socials at Self-Care Club Pod. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on YouTube. YouTube is Self-Care Club and 40ish.
Yeah, both. A twofer. A bob off.
And if you love this show and you want more of us, because why wouldn't you want more of us? Please come over to our brand new show, 40ish. That's 40ish. Search for that wherever you get your podcast, and you can come and follow all of those socials too. All of the links are below in the show notes.
We will see you on Monday.
Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Mark.
And I'm Bethan.
And we're the hosts of Seeing Red.
We deliver intriguing, terrifying and dumbfounding true crime stories each and every week.
With a focus on cases from the UK, we do occasionally venture overseas. We've covered everything from the mysterious death of professional footballer Emiliano Sala to the attempted murder of Victoria Cilliers, a woman who fell from the sky and lived to tell the tale. Binge our bulging back catalogue and join us every Wednesday for a new episode of Seeing Red.